matchup between the Washington Redskins and the Minnesota Vikings. Here's the kicker, Jason Myers, to get this one started. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. That'll be taken in the end zone. Go up and over. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. He's got a first down past the 30. And he takes it all the way up to the 47. He's able to rip off 32 on that one. It's a first down. Got to give a nod of appreciation to some of those guys up front over on that left side. Several key blocks sprung him.
No appreciation for the guys from the backside that didn't allow any leakage, and anybody could run him down from the backside.
They're at the kids' table.
Okay, so front side guys good,
yep.
Backside guys,
meh.
That's what you're supposed to do?
I've had better.
Okay, either way, worked out quite well, didn't it? A nice sizable gain.
The big play has him all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Now a first carry for their fullback. And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield.
After a play like that, there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily, you're right, but he did there. And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage.
Anthony Barr got a real education at UCLA and playing not just his normal position of stand-up outside linebacker, but down defensive end. So he had to incorporate a variety of moves, take on bigger people. So he learned great leverage while he was there. That really helps him when he's trying to stop people running the ball.
Born in South Bend, Indiana. Thought about going back to go to Notre Dame, but you're right. Great career at UCLA. Looking for Stills here, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. Trying to get it that time to Stills. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
Tackles. Sponge. Mexico. Come on. Switch. Hey, Echo. 58, boy. 58, Mike. Rip right.
After the interception, it's Love. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Certainly not the cleanest of starts to this football game. Back-to-back plays yield turnovers in this first quarter.
So there's not much flow right now. A very choppy game. And I know this. It's a copycat league. We say it all the time about the NFL, but I'm not quite sure this is what they had in mind about something they wanted to emulate.
No, you don't want to emulate a turnover. It's a first down for the Redskins on a pickup of 11. On first down, this is McCaffrey. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down. From the 35 on 2nd down. Haskins. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 20-yard line.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
And now a carry here for their fullback. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15. They'll try and run with their fullback. And he stopped immediately there. Third down. Here's Haskins. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. The kick by Sanders is good. And it's 3-0 as the Redskins strike first. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick,
weaving through traffic, and now he's free. Touchdown, Vikings. Kerryon Johnson, 75 yards, and the Vikings have taken the lead. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
Myers connects on the PAT, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll start in a hole here as he's brought down at the 11-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to beat it.
And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Anthony Barr comes rumbling in for the sack.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. A handoff, McCaffrey running right. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D.
From the gun, Haskins on 3rd down. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that'll bring up 4th down. They'll indeed go for it with Haskins. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The DN, Jonathan Allen, making sure his presence is felt.
I don't know why you would do that. It's almost guaranteed points the other way. I mean, I get it if it's a late-game situation, maybe even 4th and inches. But, boy, that's a huge risk to take.
Yeah, now they're set up in prime position going the other way. Breaking the huddle, 1st and goal as the return team has set him up with golden field position. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Kerryon Johnson with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that pushes the lead up to 11.
14. Redskins 3. Jason Myers set to kick off.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
I know a lot of times we like to put players in certain boxes. He does this and he does that. But this guy, he can do a little bit of everything. He's not just a lead blocker or a guy who protects the passer. Handing the ball, he might want to get out of the way.
And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Haskins gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
How about that shuffle pass? Or if you want to call it the shovel pass, that's fine too. That's one of those plays that you take a little bit of risk there because you're trying to throw the ball into the middle of the field where a lot of big bodies lurk, and they can knock it away, pick it off, but they were able to execute it successfully on that play.
Now it's Haskins. And that's knocked away and incomplete. The former Pro Bowl linebacker Anthony Barr there to jar it free. So a couple of 1st downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
They'll run for it. McCaffrey. And the surge is going to be too much defensively. He's hit and taken down to the backfield. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
I don't even know why this team showed up. Alert, alert! Switch. He's checking. Right. Say.
Here's Johnson. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
At the 32-yard line.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Let's go, defense.
Throwing his line. And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. 27 yards there, a 1st down.
It's got to the point where we see guys like that make that type of a catch. Not fair goes through my brain. That size, that speed, and now they're acting like wide receivers too.
Yeah, tight end one-handed catches. They're kind of like wide receiver one-handed catches nowadays.
Just not
under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8.
On any first and goal, the real estate to work with for the offense is really cut down, and the defense knows it. So they often bring heat and pressure, which they did on this play. Got him down for a loss. Not a big one, but any loss of yardage in this position is tough for an offense.
Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. Johnson. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Kerryon Johnson on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. The extra point now coming from Myers. And it's 21-3. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Now Haskins, 3rd and long. And that is incomplete.
Well, it's looking like another 3 and out here, and at some point, got to be able to put together a drive to keep your defense from having to go right back out on the field. I feel like things are starting to unravel a little bit, and we're not even at halftime.
Here's J.K. Scott now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. There's really no reason to change what they've been doing to this point. They've got the lead. They've looked good this first half.
I agree with you totally, and a lot of coordinators, play callers feel exactly the same way. Until you stop what I'm doing, why should I make any changes? But there are a few that kind of outguess themselves or try to outguess the opponent, and they try to consider what they would do to take things away and go to those plays right away. It'll be fun to watch when they get to the second half to see which way they go.
Yeah, but to this point, it certainly hasn't been broke. We'll see if they try to fix anything. It'll be a gain of 7, and they get it back to a 3rd and 3.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Check, 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 check.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. They're going to go for it here on fourth. Luck in the offense is going to stay out there. They are going for it. It's Luck. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this is taken in at the 5. Touchdown, Vikings. George Kittle, 55 yards. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Myers connects on the PAT, and the route is on here in this first half.
Redskins 3. Jason Myers set to kick off.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll just keep two hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. And they will bottle him up behind the line, and now will they use a timeout? 4th down now after a loss of 2. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
First and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go for vertical. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Jason Sanders set to kick off.
We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Not today, you are. Not today. Rugby. Big Ed. On your team.
Luck. Rush coming, and he he's taken down. A well-executed safety blitz by Tony Jefferson leads to the sack. Third and long, it's Locke. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted, thrown back across his body. Picked off at the 20. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break, taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And yet again, he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Great job by this Vikings defense. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. And that will be incomplete. Getting a hand in there and knocking it away, Eddie Jackson.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. On the return is Jones. A terrific return. 30 yards all in all. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10.
Let's go, D. Tighten up. Kill. Hey, check.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Meanwhile, here, a run on 1st down really backfires as he's going to be brought down well behind the line of scrimmage. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And not much here as he'll get it to the 11, maybe the 12-yard line. They get just a yard back there, and now they'll be looking at a tough 3rd and 15. Haskins will throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 18, and he will take this down to the 10-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here.
Hey, it's our house. Strong right. Back. Tighten up. Check, boys. Ready.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And a nice pick up there as he'll take it from the 10 down to the 5-yard line.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Back to you. Middle.
To Johnson again. And he'll get him. Touchdown, Minnesota. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Vikings capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Haskins and the Redskins come up 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line. And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24. 10 yards there, good for a Redskin first down. Back to the ground on first, it's McCaffrey. Takes this to the 27, give him 4 yards.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
From the 27, Haskins. He'll get this to McCaffrey out of the backfield. Call it a gain of 3, and that'll make it 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll be 4th down. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. They're going on 4th down. Haskins. And this is caught. He hits Landry. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They run on 1st down as they're able to get this forward for about 4. Bringing him down there, Jonathan Allen. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting the carry. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield.
You got time right there. SOS.
Well, they've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. They'll get 4 on 2nd down, but it leaves them with 3rd and still 9 to go. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. 3rd down, here's McCaffrey. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. Here's J.K. Scott now. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Redskin football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When you go to the backup, let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, In the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row. There were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. Luck going to throw it. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. Now Myers for the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
Vikings 42, Redskins 3. Jason Myers set to kick off.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And, partner, I must say, good to see you again. Been too long. And it's good to have football back, isn't it?
Didn't you see me in preseason? Weren't we together in preseason?
Yeah, but preseason, it's preseason. This is week 1.
Oh, you're trying to say real football.
Yeah, real football.
Not preseason football where we shake down the rosters and figure out who's going to play, and maybe the starters don't play as much. Now it's the frontline guys from the first whistle.
Yeah, I tuned you out in the preseason, and now I'm listening to you. So for the Vikings, it's a fantastic start as they roll to a blowout victory here in the season opener. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, for Washington, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.